Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Burkah Kodash, double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops, salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. The 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen nations that look like those heathen nations. And to the few wakwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. And what you're seeing on the screen is a video with Denny Hafong, and he interviews Pepe Escobar and Scott Ritter. It's a really good video. It's kind of long, but it's a lot of information if you got time. You know, if you don't, you know what you can do, because this is like a 2-hour video. 2 hours and 21 minutes and 56 seconds. But you can just watch it. I'm sure that they're probably going to chop this up because there's a lot of heat comes out. You know, Pepe really, goes in on the Khazars, and so does Scott Ritter. All right. And Scott gets really emotional and angry and passionate in a way that I've never even seen him before. He gets upset because while everyone was focusing on Diddy, I don't know how many times we have to tell you that anytime something is in the news over and over and over again, they're trying to get you to look away or to look at something else. And on the 22nd, which was Sunday, there was, supposedly there was damn near nuclear exchanges, and no one knew about it. All right, over the weekend, and then you had something called this world pact, right? Which we're gonna get to that and break that down, and it seems like that the power actually, it got struck down. So I thought, but it looks like it's gone through, and basically America is not America anymore. The laws of the land that govern the land and protect the people will no longer protect them. They've handed over the power of America to the United Nations and to the WEF. So when the next pandemic come, they've already admitted by own admission that the first, that the C-19er thing was a test. All right, they already admitted that, to see who would comply and who will not. So now the measures are in place to do forced compliance and et cetera, and also to go digital, and also by this going digital with the digital currency, that comes with a certain device that has to be implanted, and so that's it's all here. So let me get the scripture. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And it reads, and he calls them all, both small, I'll start at 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the BEAST, and that the image of the BEAST should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the BEST should be killed. All right. And with the new draconian measures that are going to come with the part of this, and the fraud that is being, the fraud that is being done in the for national security, no, it's going to be done for greed and wealth, power, and control. All right. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that charagma. All right, everyone. And you best believe certain charagmas will have benefits to open doors that other charagmas won't. Certain charagmas may come with certain immunities to certain portions of the law and certain portions of payments, and then other ones won't. See, when they get this going, they really will be able to be as gods. All right. And that he might, and here's how, that no man might buy or sell save he have the mark or the name of the BESAT or the number of his name. So you won't be able to buy, sell, trade, do business or anything unless they say so. Point blank period. Complete and total control over everything. All right. And medical wise, you won't be able, they'll know if you have the band-aids. All right. You won't be able to go to the movies, you won't be able to go to the doctors, you won't be able to do travel, you won't be able to do anything unless you comply with them. And this is what these people have successfully done, and dumbass Americans collectively, because not all, some eyes are open, but the majority, all they were talking about is Diddy. And Diddy's a small fish in a big pond. They're pale men that are way more powerful and done way worse and been doing it for way longer. And they're not even being mentioned. All right. Meanwhile, the least of the flock is being drawn out. Let's let Pepe talk for a few moments here.
We want so why don't they can come up with a consensus solution? No, it's too difficult. It's too difficult. And the fact that these okay, once again, Talmudic psychopathological genocidals. That's the short
Damn.
definition of those people in Tel Aviv. They are entering into another suicidal operation, which is basically killing civilians in Lebanon. That's what they're doing.
Well, he called them all that. Let's call them something else. He said genocidal, psychopathic, Talmudic. But here's one of the words that the Bible calls them bastards, and the word bastard means without the father, but it also means fraudulent, fake, and phony. And they get angry when people call them the fake J's. When the truth of the matter is, people need to stop saying that. They really are the J's. They're not Yahweh. They're not, they're not the actual tribe, of they are the converts who are Ish. So they really are J-ish. They can have that title. That's what they really are. And then they're also Edomites. All right, but this is Zechariah. Is it 13? Let me find it first. Yeah. Was it 9 and 6? Why am I thinking 13? Yeah. This is Zechariah 9 and 6, and it reads, "And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines." So Ashdod is in Western Asia, which is also a port city in the land of Jerusalem or Jerusalem. Or Israel, Yasharallah. All right, and the Bible is telling you that there will be a fraudulent, fake, phony people there. All right. The Bible also tells you that Edom would acquire or would what's the word that I'm looking for? Commandeer the land, the Holy Land, the high places, and they did. That's prophecy, right? Not Japhet, all right, but Esau. Remember, Yahushua, who the world fraudulently calls Jesus, all right, returns to a world that's ruled over by Edom, and he's going to destroy Basra everywhere that they are, every city, every power structure that they have. That's a fact. So let me just kill the sound on that and let's just let that play for background. All right. But that's you can see the title of the video at the bottom of the screen. There's no need for me to say it. You can actually see it. And, and you see it says that it backfired, in Russia, and then the BRICS is coming up. It is not looking good for the West or the land or the Israelis, and basically, they can pretty much show you that the whole world is turning against them, and it's just like we've been telling you, it's going to be the whole world against America and the Israelis, and America's going to leave them hanging because they will no longer be able to help them. America's going to be in so much shit that they won't be able to actually fight or help their little brother. And America's going to have its own issues here at home as all this kicks off, because there's all those UN soldiers that came across the border as migrants are going to be activated. So as American armies get sent off to go die for Ukraine and Israel, all right, because that's exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be utter chaos here, all right, and you can already see the evidence of the insurrection, all right. Like you got that sheriff that killed a righteous kill on top of that killed that sheriff. See if I can find that. I thought I had it. Wait a second. And it turns out that the judge, just trying to find a video. Yeah, it was pretty wild. Because someone actually showed footage from when it actually happened. And I was just looking at it, and darn it, I guess I didn't save it. I thought I saved it, and I didn't. And now I'm kind of angry with myself because that video was kind of wild, But there's tons of information. I was just trying to hunt for it while I was talking there. So I'll just play this one. Unfortunately, the one that I wanted was much more exciting than this one, but this one will do.
Trooper Gayhart, just to start, let us have you say, spell first, last name, and give us your title.
First name, Matt, M-A-T-T. Last name, Gayhart, G-A-Y-H-E-A-R-T. Title is Trooper with Kentucky State Police.
And what can you tell us so far about the investigation?
This investigation today, Kentucky State Police Post 13 has received a call shortly before 3 p.m. In reference inside the Letcher County Courthouse. Multiple law enforcement agencies from around the area, along with emergency services, responded to the area and located District Judge Kevin Mullins with several gunshot wounds. Life-saving measures were taken, however, were unsuccessful. He was pronounced deceased on scene by Letcher County Coroner's Office. At that time, preliminary investigation indicated that Letcher County Sheriff Mickey Sean Sines fired at District Judge Kevin Mullins following an argument inside the courthouse.
Now, was there any motive, or was this just, what did he go there? Do we know what charges are pending for him?
Sheriff Sines was placed under arrest and transported to a correctional facility. He was charged with one count of murder in the first degree.
Now, will the sheriff's office have
leading up to that, do you have any information on the details on what?
The details I do not have at this time. We know that it was an argument between the two that led up, but what exactly transpired prior to the shots being fired, still.
So we can stop right there, because now we know that, and this is coming from multiple sources, that the judge, because people on the side of the sheriff, and matter of fact, let me put that back up. You can see the sheriff at the top of the screen, who's a hero in my eyes, and then the crooked, dirty judge, who was unalived at the bottom of the screen. And it turns out that the sheriff and these guys were friends for 30 years or something to that effect. And it turns out that the judge SA'd the sheriff's underage daughter. And not only was she SA'd, she also was pregnant from the encounter. So, so him catching 07 hot ones, there's a lot of men and a lot of fathers that said they would have done the same thing including other law enforcement. So what you're also seeing is the beginning of the insurrections, of people being tired of the crooked leaders and not going to listen to them anymore. And I definitely am dealing with a very, very crooked judge and system with my own personal issues. You know, we all have them, but you know, when a judge is purposely looking the other way to preserve the defendants who have done, you know, and the actual victim is just being left hung out to dry to protect big money and big interest, because the judge is getting kickbacks. Is clearly what it is. But you know, people are sick and tired, and what that's going to do is bring on that insurrection. So let's go to 2nd Ezra. 15 and 14. And it reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Now remember, you know, you also, with all the stuff that's going on, you also have the ports are about to shut down. So goods and services are about to get cut off. I think come October 1st. It's not an if. It's already said and done. Come October 1st, the United States ports shut down. All ports shut down. So there's gonna be barely any goods and services. And right now, what I was listening to one of the port workers, and he said every time there's a day that they don't work, goods and services in America are behind 7 days. That's just for one day. So one day of them being off, things are behind 7 days. You remember doing the, you know, when the whole C-19 thing, how food was coming in, the vegetables were coming in, and they were already rotten, or you would get them home and they would be rotten the next day, right? Because everything was sitting for way too long. So, you know, one day of port work being missed, and America is 7 days behind. So what happens when it's 1 week of missed port work? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. It's about to get really bad. It's about to get really bad. Then you're going to see, and then all these little demonic, skinny jean, shiesty mask wearing hoodlums, you know, that are all over America. And you add that to the migrants. You add that to the right wing, you know, nationalists. You know, it's just a great big old purge movie. Free for all, the purge. So these things are actually happening, people, and all they can talk about is Diddy, when the Lord's about to come back, and then they're going to. Matter of fact, let's play this video about that pact that they Yeah, I'm so angry I didn't save that video. But here we go.
This is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update. Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's 2 parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact, and if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being complete.
I'm trying to pause
this is assembly, and it is even.
So you see how crooked they are? They put it in some sort of pact where if no one's there to reject it, it just gets passed. That's how they passed Title 4D child support, which is, you know, unrighteous decree, which actually violates constitutional law. Because what people don't know is that Title 4D is they're really big money maker for them. And secondly, and more importantly, it's of a foreign nature. It's a foreign treaty. All right. And it is against the constitutional law to put an American citizen under a foreign treaty. All right. And then they'll try to use the Rooker-Feldman doctrine when you try to fight it. But the Rooker-Feldman doctrine doesn't apply because you're not trying to get one judge to overrule another judge's decision. What you're really doing is you're proving to the court and to the judge that your rights were violated and that they're breaking the law. They're breaking the law of the land, which they cannot do. All right. Which is why they fight so hard to keep that out of court. So that was a little golden nugget that I gave to you. And pretty much the reason I shared that with you is because that's the same thing that's being done with this Pact of the Future document. All right. So now that I've said that, I'm going to play it again.
About a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's two parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact. And if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround. Since
statutes and codes do not override constitutional law.
Treaty passed,
that's where your insurrection is going to come in.
General Assembly, and it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. Everyone, it says that this is the power structure, fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen.
You hear that, IUIC?
Global citizen, or
I wonder what that mark is.
Sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence.
Ooh-wee.
Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world. Nothing could be more important at this point in time than to get prepared. Have water, food, digital access, flashlights, a way to communicate with family and friends. Now is really the time to get involved and get prepared, because this is what's coming. Our Congress is sitting on its hands. There was a press conference on the 17th about this, and no further action has been taken. So it's up to us to mobilize and to go forward, particularly with your local sheriffs, to get your constitutional sheriffs to say, this isn't going to be allowed in my county.
You see?
Thank you very much. Take action.
She said it is up to us. Get with your sheriffs. This thing is about to happen. It is actually about to happen. It's over. So we got, days, weeks, and it probably more than likely there will not be an election. All right? Because they're getting ready to bring those draconian measures. And so if you speak against them, so videos like mine, videos like the one that's on the screen, Pepe Escobar and Scott Ritter being interviewed by Danny Hafong, that's going to be a thing of the past. Matter of fact, all these videos will be deleted and erased or blocked. We won't be able to see them. Okay? And just as, and then Esau's in a trick bag, because when he goes to do all these things, it said just as he's about to fill his belly, that's when the sudden destruction comes. Yahweh Shai is going to come and ruin their party. Let's go to Isaiah 66 and 15. And it reads, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots. Those are the what they call UAPs and UFOs. All right. I just saw a weird video of the sky, of the clouds that looked like a tsunami. It was a chariot. It was a giant chariot. You know what? I'm gonna show it after I finish the scripture. It says, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. He said he's going to slay people from one end of the earth to another. Right? He's going to commandeer their ICBMs and make them fly where he wants them to fly. You know, you see them show all the videos when they say a UFO came over and took over and turned on their their ICBMs and turned them off and all that. Yeah, that's what the Lord's gonna do, and he's gonna aim them where he wants. All right. And he's gonna come with those chariots. Matter of fact, let's there it is. Look at this cloud. Look at that chariot. It looks like a tsunami coming over the houses. You see how he makes the clouds his chariots? And and that's a ginormous chariot. Yeah. So with many wonders and signs, the Lord is coming, man. All right. And he's going to melt everything with fervent. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's go to Peter. Matter of fact, since I'm in this Isaiah already, I'm going to just shoot over to Isaiah 34 and 8. Because all this is being done for the controversy of Zion. All those people have to do, those imposters, is just admit. No, that wouldn't help them. They're gonna eventually they're gonna be forced to admit it. But this is everyone's gonna know, and most people know already. They just have the power. All right. Isaiah 34 and 8. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance and the year of his recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And why? And what is he gonna do? We're gonna bring that fire and rain down, ICBM and fire from the chariots onto Esau, Edom. Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, because those things go up into the heavens, and then they come back down upon their target. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, and behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom, the Edomites, white people. All right, it's coming down on their rulership to destroy them. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of the rams. And and Yahweh have a sacrifice in Basra, a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. See, so to please the Lord always wants blood. And the scapegoat this time is going to be Esau, Edom. That's going to be the heathen nations, and anyone who comes against the Lord, against his elect, for that matter. But mainly in Basra. Basra is going to be a sacrifice. Blood and fire and blood. They're going to be destroyed. Why? Once again, verse 8. For this is the day of Yahweh's vengeance and the year of his recompense for the controversy of Zion. For you, Edomites, saying that you are the people of the Lord. For you Ishis, the small hats, perpetrating fraud, all right? Of being posers, there's going to be a great punishment for that. A great punishment. All right? We'll get one more scripture. Let's go to Peter. It's one of my favorites. That's the scene from the Terminator. This is Second Peter 3 and 9. Yahweh is not slack with his promise, and as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. So it seems like it's been a lifetime, and now it's finally here. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the heavens, the rulerships. All right, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also shall rock, and all the works therein shall be burned up. All right, and that's what's about to go down. All right, so with that, I'm gonna give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kwadash, Kwam, Yasharala, Abad, Babal. Prepare yourself. All right, things about to change over the next couple days and weeks. Shalom.